Hello! Alright, let's go do stuff. Let's do the stuff. I gotta go to Ron Stoppable. Oh. I think it's you. Wind up cheerleader, what the? Dr. Pikachu! Excuse me? What's with the hat? Where do you get the hat from? Because it's just, oh, it's the strong cape one. What a hat! He's got a hat. That's a hat. By Agent Unknown. Anyway, we're doing the Hildebrand questline again. Ronnie, eager to resume our investigations. I know I am. I guess I am too. Do you recall that scrap of alien starship we recovered? Yeah. Well, Inspector Bilderbrand has employed his unsettling calculative capacity to extrapolate the damage to the greater whole, and he has concluded that the vessel will be incapable of flight without extensive repairs. Well, yeah. Our most likely scenario then is that some unknown agent made off with starship wreckage along with Poo-Poo's acquaintance. Fortunately, I have a fair idea who that unknown agent might be. After all, there is a singularity shadowy cabal with a history of concealing extraterrestrial activity. Really. Actually, let's head over to Kama first. The inspector and the others are staying in a dwelling there, and I'd rather not explain myself twice. You know what? I'm changing the outfit. Back to the red. And glasses. No, not the High Crucible. High Crucible is a... Wait, have they been here the whole time? Just watching over them? Wow. 'Tis horrible misfortune, Ronald. Calamitous even. Poor Master Poo-Poo has fallen gravely ill. Heartbroken. He's heartbroken. He's so bluish green. More so, I mean. Could he have caught a cold? I suppose it was quite chilly up there in Galamond. Poo-Poo is an alien. Who knows what extraterrestrial diseases might be ravaging his body. Why are you... Nashu's delights are the best medicine for whatever ails you, as the inspector himself can attest. Good gods, Nashu. You'll blow us hosts on domicile to pieces. Put them away. Not this time. We don't... If I may, when I was cloned from the inspector, certain gaps in my knowledge were patched with supplementary data from the starship's archives. This information included an encyclopedia understanding of Master Poo-Poo's physicalology, which should be sufficient for me to diagnose his condition. An exo-man hybrid mind explains the impossible calculations. It's not going to do it again, is he? Yes, yes. I have it. Master Fu is afflicted by a terrible case of the common cold. That's currently strange. It makes sense. As a visitor of Aetheris, Master Fu has no prior exposure to our maladies. He is thus particularly susceptible to infection and more likely to experience severe symptoms. Yeah, for us, a common cold would just be... It's pretty much nothing. But to him, but to people, it's like it could kill him since he has no immunity towards it or against it or any way to fight against a common cold. I surmise we must put aside the case. We have nursed our stricken companion back to health. But even if it's a common cold, isn't there a risk that our medicines do him more harm than good? They almost certainly would. Based on the results of my analysis, however, I believe I can synthesize an effective remedy. We need to but gather the ingredients. Then the ingredients you shall have. So what are we gathering exactly? Most of what we require can be drawn from Master Pupu's collected samples. Otherwise, there are only two which we lack. The first one is the liver of a giant tortoise. A suitable organ can be extracted from one of the kappas which wander salt winds welcome. Ah, the slaughtering of a monstrous opponent. That sounds like a job for Ronald. The other material in question is a rare fungus known as damp shroom, which I am hoping can be found among the Great Park's extensive stock of alchemical reagents. Very well, that's when Delane and I will scour the alchemist's shelves. Meanwhile, I would ask that you remain here and keep an eye on our ailing patient. Inspector Brandahild. Oh my god. They changed his name and it's even harder to say. You're such an expert on things that happen there. I wanted to say experts. It's the conclusions from simple observations, nothing more. As I said, I am hoping the alchemists have the damp remedy, but it really is quite... Once you have the tortoise, would you be so kind to assist the others in preparing the fungus? Of course. Then let us not prolong Master Pupu's suffering a moment longer. Seems we have a job to do. Further discussion of the abduction will have to wait. Alright! Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, acts kind of odd sometimes. I'm just like, why do you do this? These guys, huh? Why did I fly up? What about? Oh, Ronald. I had every confidence you would bring us a suitable liver. Alas, the dank shroom yet eludes us. Now they said the fungus had few applications, but they didn't bother to stock it most of the time. And then I must put my keen inspector senses to work. Stand back while I tune myself with the essence of the tank. Please don't. Damp. The word is damp shroom. And you'll forgive me if I have no faith in your abilities. Tis close, my friends, and getting closer and closer even as we speak. There you go. I hear you folks are in the markets for damp shrooms. I might have some to sell if you're interested. But how? Because it's just like... You certainly are, my fine fellow. If you'll give me oath to retrieve the goods, we can find up on perfumed rise. Was it genuine clairvoyance or sheer coincidence? I'm not sure anymore. Though in all fairness, when it comes to Inspector Hildebrand, preternatural perception is one of his least baffling traits. In any case, we should hurry to the rise and take this man up on his timely offer. Are you... That guy's still following. So weird. That's a monk. I was a monk in the background, just fighting some monster. There you are. Ah, you're here. Good, good. And here's the damp shrooms. Sure. Glad we are for your assistance. Not so fast. There is still the matter of payment. Of course. And how much do we owe you, my good man? Considering the extremely rarity of the fungus and clusters, let it go for less than 1 million. 1 measly mushroom. That's outright robbery. A bargain, I counter. You would pay tenfold my price in the markets? I thought to do you a kindness in light of your urgent need, but I am more than willing to find another buyer if you wish to on my generosity. How fair we are for time. We are plumbed out, expected. I don't have it. I actually legitimately do not have it. Where are we to attain such... Oh, this. I don't have it. I don't have it. I don't have it, Hildebrand. I just spent over... I had to... Actually, no. I spent the last... I spent the last mil. I spent a good... I had to pull coffer... I had to pull money out of the FC company chest to buy armor. A gear set for my warrior because I wanted to play it because we had to change jobs to play to mess around. I'm dead broke. But I know we're gonna have to go find a way to do it. On our savior in every sense of the word. Give that man nothing. What? Thank you. We have you now, deceitful scum. You swindling days are over. Oh, thank goodness I don't have to pay out the money. Side route. Razahan City Guard at your service. We received reports of this man's questionable activities. I've been keeping a close eye on him ever since. Damp shrooms is a rare find in the bazaar, to be sure, but only because there's no real demand for it. Ah, the price this charlatan quoted you was quite frankly ludicrous. I had a feeling. The only reason it's rare is because nobody uses it, so it kind of just gets... So they kind of just leave it where it is. There's probably an abundance of it just sitting someplace that's just... that we could use. But thanks to your ignorance and poor judgment and judge of character, to catch him in the act. As a total, we are welcome to... You are welcome to keep the fungus, assuming you still want it. Yes, very much so. This is magnanimous of you. You think I enjoy tricking fools out of their coin? If that bastard had declared my job redundant, needed to stoop so low. He blames a rising star among the merchant princes for his woe. Van Hoody, I believe its name was, purchased the trading consortium where the man was working, which led to a restructuring of the hierarchy. Put a lot of people out of work. I know that name. Something about his deal gone sour. Father was willing to sell him a slice of his heinous end, as I think, but balked when the man offered to buy our family business in its entirety. Truly, there's no telling how deep the coffers of this Van Hoody are, nor do any know the secret of how he amassed such kingly wealth so damn fast. There are whispers, though, that he solved alchemy's oldest and most legendary problems, the transmutation of base metal to gold. Unlikely to say the least, but whatever the source of Van Hoody's riches, he shows no reluctance in spending them. He bought a historic temple to serve as his home, commissioned a private airship, among other expenditures. Nice for some. If he did ever... I mean... I wonder if that would work. If anybody ever found out the way... like, solved the oldest alchemy question... like, solved it. Which, like he said, the oldest alchemy, question and formula of all. The one every alchemist dreams of doing is turning base metal to gold. If we were to do that in this day and age, would gold even be worth anything in this time? Because the last time I heard, copper is the thing you want the most. Like, for some reason, people want copper for things. Mainly for cords and electricity and pipes and stuff. That swindling case had barely started before you solved it. Swindling case had barely started before you solved it, Inspector. Not in the day's work, my dear Nick. I believe our business upon this scented hill is concluded. Let us hurry the ingredients back to Inspector Brandyhill, shall we? Who's that? Who's that on the top of his head? I may have mortified his lordship with the secrets of divine manifestation, but the stench of failure yet clings to me. I must redeem myself in his eyes by crushing hated foe. And there's the guy that keeps chasing after what's her name? The Lalafell. Ah, this is so weird. Back to the phone. Inspector Hildebrand tells me you have delivered to go along with dance room. Yes. Fine specimen, thank you. I will be mixing the ingredients in the starship. So let us convey Master Poo-Poo outside that we may administer his medicine as soon as it was ready. Well, mine's just... Why outside and not inside? This should be sufficiently remote. I'll have the craft come to us and we can commence the treatment. Where Where is he getting a cup of tea? I want a cup of coffee. I mean, I have one here. How do you feel? Oh, I feel so much better. Can I thank you all enough? My God, look at the background. That's Poo-Poo. Recovered his strength in mere moments. You seem his powers of recuperation advances his technology. I came here from another world, a stranger. You no cause to trust, and yet you've treated me so kindly. The people of this star are so very welcoming. You are a dear friend now, Master Poopa. 'Tis our pleasure to help. And it will be my pleasure to harm. Oh no! What is that? What? That looked like a. I'll not fall for the same trick once. It's breaking. Oh no. What the? What's the? What is happening? I mean, here we go. That picture. That freaking cheese. Those are the screenshots that make the best ones. It just gets gotta be some. Huh. You took the full force of that destructive beam, yet there you stand, somewhat singed, but apparently unharmed. I'm trying to puzzle over this Enix fortitude of yours and feel compelled to ask. Are you an alien? A fine jest, I assure you. I am without doubt an Udon. An Udal. Born Mandeville of terrestrial Hyrulean stock. He's Hildebrand, agent of equity, an inspector and extraordinaire. What more do you need to know? Where to even begin, but never mind. We have more pressing matters, such as locating Master Pupu's missing comrade. 'Tis time we reopened the case of the silent correspondent. Yes, exactly. I have a firm theory as to who it was that took the wreckage of his erstwhile pilot. The Charlotte. No. I'm all but certain they've allied with insidious extraterrestrials, which means they'll be under orders to remove any evidence of alien activity. Not really. I wager we'll find what we're looking for in Old Charlian. We need only infiltrate their operations and expose this nefarious conspiracy. The Charlians can't be bothered to formally ally with foreign nations that are and the Loperids don't count. Trust me, they'd sooner flee the star than attempt to subjugate it. The Charlians can't be bothered to form. Loperids don't count. While Master Dylan's theory does lack supporting facts, we have no other promising leads to pursue at present. Moreover, I understand that Charlian sets the standard for monitoring an astrological phenomenon. Perhaps their expertise have been tracking extraterrestrial movements. I've spoken out. Please. No, you're right. They do keep an eye on things. Like, if something did... If aliens came to... the Charlians would know about it. They would be like, hey, okay, there's a ship. That's a spaceship coming down here. Okay, have fun. But they won't just jump and try to rid activity of it. Like, yeah, they won't interfere or anything. They'll just... But they could let us know. Yeah, there was a strange ship that just dropped out of the sky one day, and it's like, at this location. Now, my friend, I too sense our path points to the Isles of Archons. Pack your bags, everyone. We leave for Charlian immediately. You guys just want to go to Charlotte, don't you? Like, they'll keep track of it all. But that's about it. Oh, we are doing that. Not from around here. Charlie awaits. We need on each charter a suitable seed vessel. Of course, but does not the city lie many days sail all to the north? Is there no swifter means of reaching our destination? So, this experimental aetheryte will allow us to teleport thither, absent attunement, and then we shall avail ourselves of the technological marvel forthwith. Oh, we're using that. Oh no. Oh, well, you guys are using it. I've already tuned to the aetheryte. So, if you don't know, if you've forgotten, they've in the main story, they have begun to experiment with teleporting to aetherites without needing to attune to them. The only problem is they cause ether sickness. And it's really bad. So, yep, who's knocked out? Yep, you're the one, aren't you? Yep. Everybody else is fine. Sir, how severe is your ether sickness, Papa? Oh, when you travel to cosmos, teleportation is not the least disconcerting. Good. Good, everybody, okay. So this is the city of learning. A sophisticated gentleman should feel right at home here. How are you all not sick to your stomachs? Experimental aetheryte make travel exponentially more fun. Sometimes I feel as though I'm the only normal person in this group of eccentrics. That's because you don't do much. This is not the time to come on to nausea. Not here in the belly of the beast. Rumor has it the Charlian secret agents travel the star in search of specimens which they collect and bring home in service to a confidential research project. Said project is conducted in a huge underground military facility. If we are to find the answers, then that's where we need to look. Lavrientos, not a verse. Lavrientos, not a military facility. It's a... I say this Lavrientos sounds promising. I say we head down there and freeze as the whereabouts of our missing alien friend. Simply take a lift from the Hall of Artifice? Yes? Then let us be on our way. Yeah. What he says is true. They were gathering specimens, but they weren't gathering them for a secret project. It was meant to house and like collect specimens to preserve them because Lavrientos was supposed to be used as a way to keep all the specimens and have them for when they went off to the moon. Which, in the end, but now, because of the fact that, we don't need to leave the planet anymore, Lavrientos is pretty much kind of useless. Now it's just a place, I think. You could say it's a small little paradise for research. They weren't using it for military purposes. It's kind of why I don't like conspirators, because they go straight to the worst possible scenario for everything. It's like, oh, this facility, I bet it's a military facility to be used as for weapons. It's like, no, it's just a greenhouse. They're using it to grow plants and learn from them. That's all. Or something crazy, something like that. That's how they always are. to be the lifts in question. Why do you have a sword? You wish to, do you wish to descend into Labyrinthos, madam? But each of your cannons must also secure the proper permissions before we can allow them entrance. If it is assurances you need, surely a single glance is all you require to judge us trustworthy. I could certainly make some judgments, but that is neither here nor there. A mission to elaborate is subject to forum policy. You're the ones who should be judged. I know you're hiding aliens and xenotechnology in that underground base of yours. Admit it. Dude, I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, yet again, do our paths cross in most fashion. Hey, why are you here? Father, what brings you to Charlene? I am in search of a certain object, one crucial for the continuing refinement of the Mandeville weaponry. My investigations led me to believe it is to be found here in Labyrinthos. And as you also seem to have business down below. This is my son and his bosom companions. If I vouch for their character, will you kindly allow them to board the lift? Ah, Mr. Godbert Mandeville. The Forum sent word of your impending arrival. As a member of the Syndicate, your ambassadorial status affords you an entourage of up to 5 members. Pray consider their permissions arranged. Yeah, he can take them all, and I already have access. I know not your current mission, but for the time being, I suggest you accompany me to the Archean. You can't go in. I like the fact that he was stopped. Like, yeah, we're allowed it. Everybody else is allowed it, but not you. Not the stalker. Nope. Nice try. God, I haven't been in... I don't spend much time in Labyrinthos anymore. Because there's nothing... Everything that needs to be done is done here, essentially. Well... Oh, is that the Savage? Yeah, that's the Savage. Unlock. From what Father tells me, this storage facility is replete with samples and specimens collected from every land of his theirs. If anyone has information concerning visiting aliens and crashed starships, it would be these studious folk. Shiny silver sponsors. I'm sorry, but we have no record of such an object in our archives, either whole or in part. Oh, so the purpose of this complex, this military fortress, is plain. You cannot deny that you're conducting secret research on alien starships. We are not conducting secret research. Yes, we did build a star-faring vessel in Tabmazian. But it was neither for military purpose nor of extraterrestrial origin. Disguising your foul lies with a sprinkling of proof, are we? Fine, I'll dig up the facts myself and then everybody will hear what you're really up to. They're not doing anything. Their mission, like I said, their mission was to create a vessel to have everybody get on it so they can leave the star, and then the end of days would come, but at least we would be safe. Oh, I cannot assist you to crap. I do recall seeing an individual of, like, appearance to your companion here. You do? What's this, pray tell? Ergonomics and the medical circuit. The lift at the back of the building will take you down there. My good man. Well, it seems you found yourselves a solid lead. I have my own search to attend to. So I shall bid you good hunting and good day. Yeah, we'll be meeting again soon, Mill. Robert. Another round of in-depth inquiries by the ancient of friends is in order. To Mariel Economics, you go. Bam, bam, bam. Your description would lead me to believe you're looking for one of the mandragoras are about. But if, as you say, it's something else you're after, then I'm not sure if I can be of much help. I only just started working here, but you may have more luck asking the older hands. Ah, you must be talking about one of those new banana strains. We whipped up a batch of bright blue stray onions, but I'm afraid they started to rot almost immediately. Not a mandrake, you say? The only other think of around here is are the grapes. Look how luscious this crop turned out to be. Ah, farewell, low poly grapes. These are not the grapes I remember. Oh, they kind of do look the same. It's just... Oh, mistake me for my mandragora. They look nothing alike. Yeah, but you both look cute together. Actually, now that you mention it. Oh. Yeah, the little blue man? Saw him with my own two eyes. I did. And it was no mandragora. A gleamer in the company of an outside visitor passed through a little while back. Too unusual there. Only this friend you described was scuttling along with them. I know not what purpose brought them to the farm, but whatever it was, they didn't tarry here long. Well, that corroborates the information I but moments ago skillfully squirreled out of this farmer. She claims to be an acquaintance of the gleamer in question. Who will and will bring him to talk to us shortly. Let's round up the others. You should all be present to hear what revelations this professional collector has to share. You, no, that's not him. I thought it was the bunny boy again. You're the folk asking about the little blue man, yes? Oh, and you fought someone who practically identical. You must be the same species, certainly. My friend was already here then? They certainly were. If you're a moment or three, I'll tell you the whole tale. To begin at the beginning, I was in Dabnere on a mission when I crossed paths with an apothecary and his unusual companion. As I mentioned, the companion was almost your twin in appearance. The wagon rode upon board a damaged vessel, the likes of which I'd never seen before. Could be. Collector by trade, I had a certain weakness for oddities. Thus did I hail inquire about after his company and his company. The man was only too happy to share his story. He said he had seemed quite recklessly plunged into the war-torn lands of Golemald to sell his wares, reasoning that where there was conflict, there would be a need for medical goods. The state of affairs was rather more volatile than he anticipated, however, and he was soon forced to abandon his venture, and so to have a long trek home, only to shortly thereafter discover a strange civilian ship and its shaken pilot crash-landed in a snowfield. It cannot be a coincidence. The story continues. After extraditing the battered vessel and its occupant from the snow, he brought them home to Razahan. His guests wished to make repairs to the craft, yet even amongst the wonders of the bazaar, they struggled to find suitable parts. Hearing this, I suggested they bring the wreckage itself to Labyrinthos, and after they agreed to the idea, I escorted them here myself. Alas, even the Tasmanian engineers who worked on the Ark were stymied by the exotic ship, finding its technology impossible to comprehend, let alone replicate. The little blue feller eventually resorted to drafting schematics, while the engineers followed these step by step the essential bits and bobs of his companion were here at Marinol. And then what happened? Well, once our industrious visitor had what they needed, they repaired the vessel in a twinkling. The pair then departed almost immediately, and I've seen neither hide nor hair of them since. I'm told the opera had paid a handsome sum for the engineer's service, but being typical Charlians, I wager they would have happily forfeited the coin for the chance to pore over every square inch of that ship. Now, I'm no scientist, but I'm beginning to think such an incredible vessel must have been some kind of starfaring craft. And that little blue man, well, it must have been an alien from another world. Yeah. I'd like to believe I'm an avid reader of the Navian truth, you see, and love playing these idle flights of fancy. But I'm rambled on too long. There are errands to attend to, and I must take my leave. Good fortune, Neo. That would be true. I have readership in Charlian. Just judge these people. To seem your comrade is hale and healthy, Vespuva, and in company of a heinous alchemist of undisclosed description. Yes, this is wonderful news. I'm grateful indeed that we made the journey. I'm feeling this case will soon draw to a close. Come, let us return to Razahan and continue the search. Weird that he didn't say what the guy looked like, though. That's very interesting. To summarize our finding, we now know Master Fuku's friend is safe and in the company of a heinous gentleman, and possibly here on this very isle. That does sound promising. Father, you've returned to the city. I trust that means your investigation was successful? It was, although laying hands on the object of my desire, and a long and frustrating ordeal, to say the least. Much painstaking research revealed to be the existence of a hereditary Mandeville relic, within which slumbers the secrets of weapon augmentation. Yet though I turn our ancestral home upside down, I failed to unearth the artifact in question. The reason for its absence became clear when I found the journal of one of our forefathers. He wrote of a visiting scholar's keen interest in the relic, and he thus surrendered it into Charlene's safekeeping for study. The trail led me to Labyrinthos. As it turns out, the Charlenes never did find time to conduct their analysis. The custodian and I found the pearl tucked away in a dusty corner, still awaiting processing. What the? And here it is. An oddity every bit as perplexing as Godbird's cipher-bound manual. Godbrands, how are we to liberate this? It's hidden with... Why does it look like... Oh, I can help with that. These devices were made by the Mandavillians. The Starfaring race, which whom we once traded. Excuse me? Are we really going this route? Starfaring? Mandavillians? Yes, a highly evolved species with a mastery of advanced technologies. Our people shared ideas and inventions. Quite familiar with your family's relic. If you so wish, I have the device project, whatever. I can have the device project whatever images were stored upon it. A darkened room would afford us the clearest view, however. Then let us retire to our rooms and dim the lanterns. We must behold these secrets in optimal conditions. What? Coincidental naming? Or is there some deeper connection? I don't even wanna comprehend it. I like how one of them is looking at the Lalafell that's hiding. Everyone comfortable? Let's see what the device has for him. Oh, wow. Can we have one of these in our house? Can we get this as a housing item? Have it set up to where it actually does point of a beam. Like, you can turn it on and have a beam on the wall. I am Galbert, wanderer of stars and weapons fish that explore in air. First Lord of House Mandeville. This is the Godbrand? Founding Father? I record this message that my descendants may know the truth of their cosmic origins. Long, but I bid you watch until the very end. Well, we know it's true because Poo-Poo just admitted to it. He's heirs of mine. I am not a man born of this star, or even a man at all. I am of the Mandavillians, a race which hail from the far side of the great expanse. Mandavillians are parasitic symbiotes. We can only survive by bonding with other life forms. What? Once our essence has taken root, we supplement host's mind and strength and its physical structures, imbuing our new host with steel-like resilience. I knew there was something alien about that impossible impervingness. Then, through the conjoining of compatible host bodies, we produce offspring which harbor the next generation of the symbiotic variant eventually takes to the stars in search of potential new vessels, adapting and multiplying. So it was that our race proliferated and spread throughout the cosmos. But then the end of days came, didn't it? Until tragically, our flourishing civilization was brought to an abrupt end. Every planet upon which we resided was visited by an inexplicable calamity. Societies were brought to ruin by life forms suddenly twisted into horrific nightmares. Yup. The entire race was attacked by Metron. Yup. They were attacked by Metron. The final days. That sounds rather familiar. So even stars far removed in time and space were ravaged by the final days. Had no choice but to run. Desperate to avoid the same fate, a comrade and I boarded a ship and fled upward into the starry night. We flew and flew until we found a planet, your planet, untouched by the phenomenon. But the rigors of the journey had so damaged our craft that we were forced to make an uncontrolled descent. I alone crawls from the wreckage, badly injured and near death, but even as I resigned myself, I was found by a man who came looking for the falling star. As a rule, mandibules do not take intelligent life forms for hosts. Here in my story, however, the sympathetic gentleman offered to become my vessel of his own accord. Okay, so at least they don't force it. He was himself afflicted by an incurable malady, and with the little time left to live, seems content to know his ailing body could provide safe haven for another. When it is blessing, I set about transferring my essence. The man's form was revitalized and purged of its fatal frailty. Yet the mind which dwelled within was now my own. I went on to build a new home for myself here, making use of my people's technology to ply the blacksmith's trade. I wed a local lass, and together we had a child. Oh my goodness. Although not pure Mandeville, our offspring exhibits the same enhanced physiology. A boon, I suspect, shall be passed down for generations through the bloodline of House Mandeville. I guess that explains how he could easily get in, how the family could be part of the syndicate so easily. They have the knowledge that is far beyond, and they technically have the technology, the knowledge, and such far beyond anything. In theorists, my dear descendants, the folk of the star are most fragile, yet as the first man I encountered did demonstrate, they are nevertheless capable of surpassing love and generosity. As the last of the Mandevillians, I have but one request to make you. Pray employ your superlative attributes in my armory of Mandeville armaments for the betterment of those wonderful people who I hold in the highest regard. We're already doing that. You don't need to tell us that. We're doing that already. What an astonishing development. Oh my god! I, Hildebrand, Hillador Maximilian, Mandeville shall heed the passionate plea of my illustrious forebear. No case is too big nor too small should it be in service of my fellow man. He learns he's descended from an extraterrestrial being, and it's still business as well. Yeah! Because it doesn't change anything. Oh, wait a minute. Then why is Lady so monstrously strong? Is she a descendant of aliens too? Good question. Probably not. It's just a thing. Oh. Well, this is most unexpected. Never did it cross my mind that our esteemed ancestor might hail from beyond the heavens. But I do wonder if that self-same blood still runs thick in our veins. The family tree I glanced over some time years ago suggests that, but it is unimportant. My present purpose remains unchanged. I will bring our Mandeville weaponry perfection, but God, brother, and for the good of our star. What are you get? I have a gift for you, Ronald. Pray await me at the Aetherite Plaza, and I shall bring it to you forthwith. And everybody just goes back to... It's like nothing really happened. Like I said, nothing changes. Some troops can shatter the foundations of our beliefs when brought to light, but I have to say this wasn't one of them. The more staggering discovery, the more staggering that I have devoted readers in Charlie. Those who peruse my publication are allies against the ever-expanding webs of lies and deceptions without exception. I misjudged the Charlian people. They are not collaborators or architects of conspiracies. No, that's just you. They are but seekers of knowledge, unafraid to plumb the depths of the unknown. Oh. That Mr. Pooh, though, that's one still has ulterior motives. I bet my life on him. Ready for we shall have need of your strength when he shows his true colors. You really believe that, don't you? I hope you're not been waiting long. This is the gift I mentioned. Mr. Poo-Poo's earnest quest inspired me to indulge in a spot of clockwork craftsmanship between weaponsmithing and sessions. I thought it only fitting that you be the one to care for this diminutive simulacrum. Consider it a memento of your adventures together. Ah. And as for our Mandeville weaponry project, I believe my ancestor's artifact locked the door to the next stage of improvements. Could you find time to offer your assistance? Announce yourselves to Master Garlock, and I shall endeavor to join you with utmost. Who that, my dear Ronald? Yeah. So that was the secret. That was the secret gift. We did it! We did it! Meanwhile, elsewhere, that thing. Lord Van Hooney. I come with ill tidings. President Log set an ambush for his nemesis, but was once more defeated. His current whereabouts are unclear. He looks just... don't. Is it making copies? No matter, preparations are well underway. The manifestation will proceed as planned. He's making clones of himself. But why? And don't say army, please, because that's just... Not gonna sing it. Not sing. No. Apparently that's gonna be the mount. That'll be the mount. I bet you that's the mount you get at the end. When you do the final part of the Hildebrand quest line. In the next patch. Or sometime in the next patch. It's probably gonna be a while before we do it. Alright, that's it. Finally, we got the Hildebrand stuff done. Now we just go do our weaponry. So I'm gonna run over here and do. Probably should. Well, I don't think it takes very long to do. But ow. So let me take a small break and then we'll do that.